What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Command and Console. My name is Jason. Today we're talking about some new pickups that I've got over the last couple of weeks and a new subset I'm starting for the Xbox 360. It's been a while since a video, to be fair. I've been really busy with work and other things. I haven't found time to do a video, to be honest. And sometimes I don't feel like filming and don't really have a video that I'm really kind of desperate to make. So I thought I'd just show off some recent pickups that I've picked up recently. New subset started for 360 as well. So let's get onto the video. So the first pickup that I picked up, I've not played this yet, but it has been one of my most anticipated games of this year, and it is Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Yeah, I've heard amazing things about this game. It has sold a shitload at the moment as well, so it's doing amazing in terms of sales and people are loving it. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I absolutely adore the first game. That first game is fantastic. You feel like you're just this imposingly just meaty, unbeatable Space Marine. It gets that vibe so well in the first game. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it in this game. I'm not expecting the same game as the first one, but I'm expecting to be entertained. It's made by the developers who gave us the World War Z game, which I actually quite enjoyed as well. So it's of that ilk. So I'm looking forward to having a good time with this one, Space Marine 2. So by the time this video has come out, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is probably already been released. It's already in the hands of people playing it. Before that came out, I did want to kind of quench my Dragon Ball thirst for a game, and there's one game that came out a little while ago that I didn't really like, funny enough, and it was a game called Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, I bought that game originally because it came with a Super Saiyan Goku statue that I still have in my house. Like, I bought it just to collect edition, just to get that statue, and I love it. It's awesome. But it's been some years since I played that game, and I thought I'll try it. I'll give it another go, and I didn't realise it was re-released for the PS5. So you got some enhancements there. So yeah, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on the PS5. Did I like this on the second go? It's not terrible. I just find that the loading screens are pretty bad. It got to the point where the loading screens were so awful that I just couldn't be bothered to play it. So I don't think I'll be going back to this anytime soon, if at all. And I'm probably just going to trade this in and get Sparking Zero when the time is right for that. Would you guys like this one? If you're into Dragon Ball, I'm sure you've already played this one. You've already probably rinsed it. There's a lot of fans for this game, but for me, I didn't feel the combat was quite right, and I felt it was a bit of a downgrade from the Budokai games, for example. But that's Xenoverse 2. Next up, we have a game that I've been looking to get in good condition for some time. Massive Metal Gear fan, and this was a great spin-off. It is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. This is when you play as Raiden as a cyborg ninja, and you get to cut people to pieces with your sword and run around. It's your typical classic, Platinum Games character action title. Think Bayonetta, think Vanquish, those kind of titles. This is one of those. This is absolutely classic Platinum Games for me. Bombastic action, insane set pieces. Yeah, I love it. It's also got like a slice mechanic where you can go in slow motion, cerebrally kind of like calculatingly cut people in pieces and then rip their spines out. It's quite brutal, to be honest, this game. It's quite savage, but it's so much fun. The combat is, silky smooth and awesome. Yeah, had to get this one for the collection. Been on my list for a while, been on my radar for a while, but that is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. This is when we get to the new subset for 360 that I'm looking to build. I grew up with the Transformers cartoon, and I love the original cartoon for Transformers. I've got loads of nostalgia for it. It's just awesome. I love it. Even the toy line, I've got loads of nostalgia for the toy line, even though I don't really collect the toys. I don't have any of the toys as an adult, but I've got loads of time for Transformers. The only thing I don't have time for with Transformers is those god-awful Michael Bay movies that came out. They were dreadful, guys. Absolutely dreadful. But I've heard that the actual video game tie-ins for those titles are pretty fun. So I think Transformers has a pretty good string of titles for 360 that are for the most part, decent games. So I thought I'm going to start a Transformers 360 subset collection. So the first game I picked up is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. It was £5 in CEX. This is where this is going to get kind of difficult in the financial side of things, because I've noticed these Transformers games, they only go up. The further along you go with these games to pick them up, the more money they get. Especially those War for Cybertron titles, they are really up the upper echelons of price. But starting with the cheapo ones, of course, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, £5. Never played this one. Looks at some footage. It looks pretty fun to me. I've read loads of reviews of it and seen videos, and there's people that have a lot of fond memories of these Transformer movie tie-ins. So looking forward to giving this a go. Obviously it's complete with manual as well, which I'm happy about. It's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. The final game in this video is another Transformers title, and it is another one of the cheapo ones. This was a bit more money. This was £6, which I was really surprised, because this one came out before Revenge of the Fallen, and it is just the Transformers the Game video game, based on the first Michael Bay Transformers movie. Not heard as good reviews for this one, but I thought it was there. It was complete with manual. Why not just grab it when it was there to add to this, to start that subset in a good way with the first two Transformers movie tie-ins. There, that is Transformers the Game. Not sure how I feel about these Transformers games. I do like a lot of the other ones that came out, like Devastation and the War for Cybertron games. And I think the Dark of the Moon Transformers tie-in game was actually pretty great. But yeah, not played these first two. So if you've got any nostalgia for these Transformers titles, let me know in the comments down below. Am I getting myself into terrible game territory, or can you find some fun in these? But that is Transformers the Game. So that's it, guys. Those are just a handful of titles I've picked up recently that I've wanted to check out and just add to the collection in general. Space Marine 2 is definitely a game that I haven't got time to actually jump on yet and play it, but I'm really looking forward to when I do get the time to jump on it to actually give this a shot, because it's literally the game I've been looking forward to playing all year. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on a revisit isn't as bad as I remember it being when I first got it back in 2015, 2016, whenever it came out originally. But yeah, it's still not quite hitting the mark for me, and I might just trade this in towards Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is a classic platinum title, just full on bombastic action, an amazing slicing mechanic that just is brutal as hell. Yeah, love that one. And the two Transformers titles I can't really speak on because I've not played them, but they've got their fans, and I'm looking forward to giving them, being open minded and giving them a go. But that's the Transformers titles. So I think all in all, a pretty good little haul there. Let me know if you've got any nostalgia for the Transformers titles, if you like Xenoverse 2, because I didn't think the combat kind of hit the mark for me there. Let me know any of your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, let's continue to build a games collection.